Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. If you missed a video I posted today, I talked about how basically my goal was to utilize some heavily expired revives to clear content I've never cleared. And about 7 years ago, I set out to clear and eventually explore the first variant content, but with rank 4 and rank 5 4 stars, and rank 3 and rank 4 5 stars. It was just really difficult to do that. And about the same revives that it now takes to do the easy Path of Necropolis with Aegon, though some of you have done it Aegon-less, and others have told me that you've used something like a 5-star. Some not even ascended Aegon, which is kind of amazing. I remind you all that the hardest part of this is the fisticuffs, because you want to kind of dance around our boy Spider-Man here. And you can do the heavy with the heavy, but look, he just evaded me. Now the fisticuffs are off, I can parry. That makes a world of difference. And yes, because it is arguably my two favorite to combine classes in one, Cosmic and Science, that it limits you to using, suddenly you can combine Herc and Galen and Odin and Hulk and Cap Infinity War, all of those synergies together. And you'll notice I've already used Galen's pre-fight, and I've already made sure I save. Now, I was tempted to do this before, but I wanted to show it on screen. I'm going to use all of 3 of Odin's pre-fights, along with Galen's, for Herc. Now, again, the hardest part of this, I think, is the fisticuffs. Because in the spirit of full transparency, I have had to use a couple of overflow, which they're going to expire anyways, revives, because I get to something like this, the evade hits, and then immortality doesn't work when you have fisticuffs, because you don't get that gift of immortality. You get the curse of death. So you got to dance around fisticuffs if you know that your Herc is probably going to go to that 1% awakened ability to escape the curse of it. But we've got 3 defenders left: Wasp, Hulk, and our favorite, Ultron, because this is Ultron's assault. I have explored, and some for many, many years already, I've explored all the other variant. It's so tempting to say Valiant in my head, because I don't know about you, but Valiant and Variant sound very similar. Gotta love when you're going to do an intercept, but instead the Wasp gets you in her clutches. But all's well that ends well. Now, if I'm smart, and I'm not saying I am, I'm actually not going to risk losing Hercules in this pre-boss fight battle against Hulk. So I'm going to bring in my Hulk, dance around with him, but build up those Furies, because those you can stack up, even though Fisticuffs is active. You can see I'm starting to stack those Furies up already. I've got 4. Now, you can't parry, and this fight's a little tricky because of the Unstoppable. So I'm going to build up to 15 Furies, and I'm probably going to bait a special 2. You'll notice his Unstoppable hit. And then a lot of people love using the special 2 of Hulk. I'd rather do back-to-back special 1s with Max Furies, which feels to me like non-Hawkeye Ronin stun locking. And look how long that stun lasts. That stun lasts longer than his Unstoppable, and so I chain 2 special 1s to a special 2. That's just fun and easy. And what I prefer to say, oh, that's why I've spent so many thousands of dollars on this game and so many hours and hours and hours and hours playing, so I can have moments like that. Okay, now I'm going to try Herc first. I should be fine as long as I don't get too aggressive at the start of this fight and forget about the fisticuffs. Because again, my impatience in the past has cost me. And say what you want about somebody that a lot of people watching this maybe don't even remember, the Crystal Opening Whale. But he used to always talk about how his favorite fights in the game were fights that tested his patience, because he was not a very patient person. And I always identified with that, because when it comes to fighting, I am not patient at all, and I get wrecked. But the fisticuffs is gone, so now we actually get the immortality. His evade's about to kick in right there, but this still gives me time to do a unblockable special 2 while his evade is not active. I get the stun, which hurts his health bar. I'm not sure if I'm going to get him down all the way. I'm going to use a relic here to a special 1. And what do you know? That was enough. So again, probably could have taken down OG Hulk. Didn't want to risk it. It was the right move to bring in my own OG Hulk against Hulk. And I believe this screen, we are getting to join together. This screen used to be such a dream. Now the rewards seem completely trivial, because this is how bad they were back 7 years ago when the exploration actually meant something. 300, no, not 3,000, 300 6-star hero crystal shards, which again at the time was pretty amazing. A whole 5-star champion, wow. A whole 5-star awakening gem crystal, because generics didn't exist. And then how about this? How about a rank 4 to rank 5 5-star champ? But again, it's not a generic, it's a rank up gem. And then the 3 to 4. And talk about, I guess the gold is worth doing for some people. It's 1 million gold. I think in total, I used about 5 revives, I want to say. Which, you know, you can say, wow, that's 5 more than you should have. But they're going to expire anyway, and I've lost a lot of revives this month to just stuff that's going to expire. So, I am ending the last day of 2023 by actually doing a goal I've had since like 2017. Exploring the first variant, not Valiant, content. And we're just going to pop everything, because these rewards ain't that exciting. I usually get green. Ooh, I get red. 5 of those. I really want to trade these in. You know, the funny thing, though, is I used to want to trade it in for, there's 3 to 4. Another 2015 skill. All right, this we're actually going to fast tab, because this is kind of like the really exciting moment. A 5-star that is a science 5-star from 4 to 5. And this does not have the year designation, which is nice. And then of all things, you know, I'm going to do this, but better. I'm going to open a 6-star at the end of this too, because back 7 years ago, it was impossible to imagine opening a 6-star. It was like getting 8-star shards now or something. But now it is so easy to imagine it, because the shards are so plentiful, and Kabam knows this too. Remember, this content came out before Cavalier crystals. Nevertheless, Paragon crystals. And speaking of old school, what is more old school than trolling a Star-Lord to land on a Drax? I can't think of anything. So we got Drax and OG Captain Marvel in the same opening, of which 5 stars are still looked at as a really big deal. And actually, Kabam was pretty open about the fact that variant content was 5-star content, not 6-star content, 5-star content. Well, I'm looking at the Science Champs I have not taken up to rank 5. Anti-Venom, Cassie Lang, Morbius at the top of that list. Quicksilver also could be ranked up. I think I'm going to do Anti-Venom. He's my favorite out of those. Maybe that's a bad decision, but that's the decision I'm going to make. Well, you know, life is not always about accomplishing goals right when they appear. Sometimes you have to wait like 6 to 7 years, and that's what I've done. But in 2023, cheers. I'm proud of myself. You may not think it's that important, but to me and my goals in this game, it is nice. I don't know if I'm ever going to explore Labyrinth of Legends or the Abyss or Necropolis or even Act 6, but I got all the variant content out of the way, and for that, I say cheers.